great. All go, no wait. Champion, no debate. First place, go play.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy, Mr. Humble Greatness in the building. And I got a special guest with me right now. I'm going to go ahead and have him introduce yourself. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's the heavyweight champ.
Whoa.
You know what I said? If you don't know,
Okay.
you'll know soon enough, man. Cyborg, reigning out from St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yeah.
And Wichita, and I'm just coming here to take over, you know. Make my presence felt.
Ooh, come on, man. Hey, I knew he wasn't from here, man. He got the goals in the mouth.
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying? So I know you from the South. Know what I'm talking about?
Sir, yeah.
So, hey, it's going down in a major way. So this gentleman here, he hit me up. We have a mutual friend in this girl named Hannah. She's awesome. If you don't know who Hannah is,
You'll know.
you know what I'm saying? I don't know what you want or Rocky Wonder. She toured with the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
And she got handles, man. I didn't
Yeah.
even ask her to play basketball when we first met. I saw the handles and I was like, I'm finna fall and I'm gonna just be a meme for like the rest of my life.
for
You know what I'm
sure,
saying?
for sure.
So yeah, I stayed away from that. But anyways, yeah, man. So you got a fight coming up, right? What do you do? Tell the people what you do first.
Yeah, so as of right now, I'm like a man with so many things on his plate. As of right now, you know, I'm
Okay.
a father.
How many little ones you got?
I have 2 kids in Florida. You know, me and my girlfriend, we have a daughter.
Okay.
She's known me since she's been little, so she called me dad. So
That's
I call her
awesome.
daughter. You know, she's my daughter,
Yeah.
my little princess. And then I got 5 foster kids.
You got 5 foster kids.
5 of
Man, I'm
them.
about to move in. This dude lives in a mansion,
Nah,
bro.
that's
He said he came from the west
Hey,
side.
hey, it's crazy, man. Look, man, we
What's
got
up?
5
Talk to me.
foster kids, man.
Ooh, that's
So
a lot of
yeah,
work.
5 foster kids.
What ages we talking? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, so yeah, the ages as of right now, we
Yeah.
usually take teens. So right now we have all girls, 10,
Wow.
13, 14, 16.
You a beast, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm
I
just
was
getting
going
started.
crazy, bro.
Why you think I'm here? Had
He
to get
needed
a
a
break.
timeout. You said, hey,
Had
bro,
to
I
get a
need a
break.
timeout.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
But,
Okay, cool, man. So how long have you been living here?
I've been living here for 5 years.
Bro, you know what the next question is. It's coming.
I already know.
How'd you get here?
How you-
bro?
I'm already know it, man. I done answered this question
You
so many
from
times.
Florida.
Like, it's crazy.
How'd you
I know.
get to Wichita, Kansas?
I can tell you this right now, man.
Come
Ain't
on.
nobody coming here on purpose. That's no disrespect, though. You feel me? It's just like nobody like
That's
coming here.
1,000.
To resonate,
That's
you know what I'm saying?
1,000% correct.
Yeah,
You're
so
right.
you know, I could definitely say this. Nothing could have prepared me for where I'm at now than
Ooh.
where I came from. So
Okay.
I can definitely say that the story of how I got here is just crazy. You know, so I'm gonna just start off. I can start off with how I grew up.
Yeah, come on.
So how I grew up, I was born and raised St. Petersburg, Florida. For people who do know
Shout
how
out St.
Pete
Petersburg,
is,
come on,
For people who know how St. Pete is, you know how it gets and how it was and how it is now. But for people who don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and just paint a picture about how I grew up and how things look. So from an outside perspective, or from my perspective, you know, you go outside, we was always gangs, violence, drugs.
That's what you grew up in
prostitution, all
every
that stuff.
day.
Like, no, yeah, of course, you see it every day. Like, for instance, we'll be down the street, we'll be playing football or whatever. Then, you know, junkies, they'll come in and out, they'll walk down the street, all that stuff like that. And obviously, it's traps everywhere, you know.
I got you.
Where we play football at, my big homies, all of them, you know, what they'll be doing is they'll be doing their own thing. Junkies will come up, you know what I'm saying, ask to get this, ask to get that. And what they'll do is they'll go right across the street, smoke it right in front of
Dang.
us. And then they'll go right back to the stove,
Okay.
wash, rinse, and repeat, do the same thing over and over again. So we watching these older cats, you know what I'm saying, smoke this stuff and then
Yeah.
go and then act a certain way while they own this stuff. Not only just that, we had police who will come pull up in U-Hauls, jump out of and then like raid, you know, the U-Hauls.
So this like, because when you grow up in this, bro, it doesn't even like phase you. It's just like, okay, that's just kind of what it is. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like when you see stuff so often, like, so that's comes to mind. Like, how often is this? I know you've seen this and experienced this, but is this like every day?
It's like, yeah, I could definitely say it's something every day. Like, it's something every day.
That's
like,
wild,
from
bro.
shootouts, from brawls, from like people fighting, gangs fighting. I mean, we've been shot at,
Golly.
you know, we did ding dong ditch, but we did it way worse.
Come
like
on
we
now.
was like, instead of ding dong ditch, what we do is we used to run to houses and throw rocks at the door and the windows and then just run as fast as we can. But we was so bad with it. We would run right up to the door.
Stop.
Boom, boom, boom. Then throw it at them and then run. And it got to the point where it got so bad that I'm talking about, it was times where we used to be outside
Yeah.
and it'd be like 10 of us. Cause sometimes after like when school get out, it'd be like Friday. Everybody be like, hey, y'all come to 14th. We'll come to the block, whatever. We'll play football. Then they'll get too late to the point where you can't see the ball. So we'd be like, man, let's do something else. Play manhunt. Or let's play, we call it rock knocking. Because after a while, we ain't be knocking no more. We got rocks and we just throwing them at the what's the name? But we never did it in the neighborhood we stayed in because we knew everybody. So we always went to like the little nice neighborhoods or whatever. So we would go over there.
Neighborhoods that have insurance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that could replace the windows quick because we was aiming for all the stuff that could break. You hear me? All the stuff that could break. So yeah, we'll go over there and it would be real bad. We got to the point where we would hide behind churches like the little hedges, and then we'll get up and it will throw at the like cars that are passing by.
That are passing by?
Yeah, so it'll be like the car will be like right there where the door at, and we'll just get up, boom, and then they'll keep going. Sometimes they'll stop and turn around. We done had people spin the block a couple of times chasing, and then it was crazy. One time we did that. I said, look, do not throw rocks at the cars that's coming in the nearest lane. I'm telling you, they gonna see us.
Yeah, because they can spin back easy.
Yeah, because right at the end of where we're at, the hedge, at it's a street right there, so they can just go down there and then turn around. So man, you know, some of the people were younger than us, so they legit don't care. He talking about
they ain't worried about none of that.
Throwing them, it's hitting the windows. It's not breaking, but it's hitting it to the point where you can hear it. Man, this lady done stopped in the middle of the middle of the road, turned around in the middle of the road and flashed the lights on. We running, man. I'm talking about we done had to run so many times, man. We done had to run so many times, man. We done hid behind the house one time, and one of my friends who ain't make it to the behind the house that time, he had to fake like he was taking out the trash. I'm talking about we behind the house watching him.
It's
we
like a movie, bro.
Yeah, we like, bro, that's the people that turned around. He like the dude rolled down the window. He's like, hey, you see some kids around? He's like, nah, I just took the trash out. We behind a random house, man. I'm talking about it used to be crazy. I'm talking about, I know you guys do like the what is it called here? The city bus.
Yeah.
Man, we done bust the windows out the city bus, man. I'm talking about the city bus done pulled up. They done stopped at the city at the what is it? The bus stop. Man, something is about to pull out. I'm like, nah, y'all don't do it. I throw it first though. I throw it. It done bust the back of bust the window.
I'm gonna tell you this: the reason why you can't do that here in Wichita, we don't even got a mass transit system like that. You know what I'm saying? So like there might be like 3 buses, maybe even 2 buses running around town. So I know when you come from a bigger city, like my older sister, I got an older sister. She used to live in L.A.
Okay, yeah,
and like so like
crazy ones.
I remember when I visited her, and people was like, all right, how do you want to get there? And I'm like, drive. They're like, nah, man, we can do like train, subway. We can do like anything. Like they got anything, bus, whatever.
That's the big for me.
We can do
if
anything.
If I gotta pick between, if I don't gotta pick between Uber and bus, bro, the city too big for me. If I get on the highway, and it's more than 3 lanes, we're not supposed to be on the highway, bro. This is a race at this
LA
point.
was like 6-7 lane highways and all back there. It's too busy for me.
Not my cup of tea.
Yeah, bro, too busy.
But even that's not even it though. So like, the police will pull up and we threw the rocks at the police car. So we had some rough times. But I didn't even. That's not even reckless for real. That's not even the crazy thing. So it was times where we'd be on the street. Girls ain't like some girls on the street, or some dudes ain't like certain dudes. So then you got them fighting on the street and the shootouts. We right there. We as small. We were 13, 14. We right there witnessing it. We crazy. We just dumb, just so reckless.
Just doing whatever.
We just in there talking crazy. Yeah, get him, man. What? There's times we seen a police chase, man. One of my big homies has gotten a police chase. He got pulled over, started running. We done pointed the man in the wrong direction. He done ran behind the house, jumped the fence, Man, 2 minutes later, done pulled that boy in handcuffs, walking from the back. I'm like, man.
That's wild.
Crazy. But that boy didn't get out until like 2-3 years later, man. It was crazy.
And then you moved out here. So what age were you when you moved out here?
I've been out here for 5 years. I mean, I was 23, 20.
How old are you right now, if you don't mind me asking?
27.
For real?
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that.
Well, you thought I was older or younger?
Older than that.
Oh, damn.
You look older than me.
Damn, it's the beard, chill. It's the beard.
Yeah, I ain't got no facial hair, bro.
That's what it is. It's the beard, but
Dang.
I mean, but yeah, that's kind of how it was. Like, that was the way out, and our way out was sports. Like everybody where I'm from was always sports, and then
100%.
It was the easiest sports to do, like the easiest sport that's more accessible in the neighborhood. Like we're not finna sit out there and we don't got no baseball players, bro, because you can't play baseball in the hood with certain. With football, you got minimum equipment to use and it's easy. All you need is like 4 to 6 people, you got a team, 3 on 3.
For sure.
So stuff like that. So that was our way out, and that was the way that we got good at certain things because we just play it over and over and over again. You find the right people. So I just found myself in a situation where that was my calling, that was my way out. Because inside, coming from a household where I didn't have, my dad wasn't present, my mom was going through a lot of things she was going through.
Okay. How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I had 2 brothers on my mom's side, and I got 4 sisters on my dad's side.
So how many people
was in the household?
Yeah.
Just my 2 brothers.
I got you.
My sisters were on my dad's side, so they always was in my dad's household.
Got you.
So it was just stuff like that. But yeah, we had holes in the ceiling, holes in the floor.
For real?
Yeah. I swear I did. Yep. Hey, I gotta paint the picture.
Are we doing? Let me ask you this: are we doing? Because when I say for real, do we have a house or are we in apartments?
This is a house, whole house. I'm talking about 50s, 60s.
Oh, well, got
1950s, 60s, all wood.
Yep.
One of them old school. Like the only thing that's brick in there is, I'm talking about the house is on bricks. That's how old school it is. Underneath it is bricks. Dang. Yeah, that's how old school it is. I'm talking about the steps you walk up, it's bricks. So it was old school like that. It's, holes in the ceiling, holes in the floor. Whatever temperature it was outside, it was that inside. We had no central AC. I'm talking about we had the one AC unit that was on the
far side of the house.
Far side, they ain't going nowhere. You want AC, you better sit right there in that corner, right by that AC unit.
Go back there and get it.
So yeah, I'm saying. So that's how it was, And then not only just that, we didn't have no washer, no dryer, so anything we washed it was in the sink. Like say for instance, we gotta go to school in the morning, we done forgot, dang, I ain't even washing no clothes or nothing like that. Boom, we washing in the sink with them wet. That's how I was kind of doing it. And then this got bad because it got real bad. We had rats and roaches everywhere. I got bit by rats twice when I was growing up. It'll be so loud in the house at nighttime, like you couldn't go to sleep because there was so many rats running around in the ceiling. You couldn't go to. It's like I'm a person that can wake up in the middle of the night and go use the bathroom. Yeah, I could not pee in the middle of the night because when you wake up, it'll be so bad. You ever seen on a cartoon where they rearrange the room real fast? That's how the whole room will move. That's how many rats it would be in the house.
Damn.
I'm talking about to the point where you see how stuff on this table, that it'd be poop everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah.
So that's how it just was real bad. So it got times where I wouldn't even want to get up in the middle of the night. It was times where I didn't want to stay there. I would walk 15, 20 miles to my sister's house just so I could get away from that. I'll bump heads to my mom because I didn't want to stay there. And I was just like, man, I hate being in this kind of environment. Why we got to live like this? And then my mom going through what she going through as a single parent with not much income. And then she dealing with somebody who asks her questions about why we living like this. Like, damn, you think we chose to live like this? So me and her constantly bumping heads. Plus, it's not even it. It's probably the worst part. Rats and roaches was so bad to the point where, they'll be in our bed or they'll be on our headboard or they'll be climbing the bookshelf or stuff like that, or they'll be in the cabinet. So you couldn't keep things long in the cabinets. So also we couldn't even use, then our freezer broke, our microwave stopped working. So our oven was starting to be our central heating system. So then also, outside of that, the floor started caving in as well. But what happened was one day that them old school toilets, the top easily comes off of it.
Yeah.
It came and it fell on top of the water pipe that connects to the toilet. So the water pipe was always broken. So anytime the water, it's old fashioned. So you go outside, you can turn the water on and turn it off. So we had one of them old school houses. So what happened was when you go out there, you turn it off, that means no water's going to run in the house.
Correct.
So we have to turn it on when we want to use the bathroom or when we want to use to wash dishes or anything like that. Dang. But that's not the worst part. When you turn it on, remember I told you the whole house wood.
Correct.
The whole floor started to cave in. So after a while, it was not deemed usable because my grandma couldn't go in there. But that's still not the worst part. We got to the point where we couldn't use the toilet or the bathtub. So I was peeing in the bathtub. Yeah. Then got to the point where you couldn't use the toilet. So I was shitting in grocery bags. That's how it got to the point where we had this shit in the grocery bag because there was no other place to do it at.
Golly.
So that's how it was. So after a while, we had to exit off the bathroom because there was no way for you to use it. Mind you, my grandma, she's 60 plus years old. So where you think she gonna use the bathroom?
Yeah, for sure.
Where you think she gonna be showering at? Taking bird baths at a point. So that's how I was growing up. So just during that for that long, people didn't know I was going through any of that, but I was too embarrassed to ask for help. My mom, we proud for people. My mom ain't gonna sit here and be like, I'm going through X, Y, and Z. But that was what it consisted of. On Saturdays, Sundays, we waking up trying to go to the church, who giving out free food, not even knowing they not even knowing like, oh, they coming to get bread. No, we coming to try to get as much as we can because and then
for sure.
say my mom get paid on the first that day, we probably eating churches. You know, they churches down there, man, they get the deal. I'm talking about you get 50 pieces of chicken for like $20. So churches took So it was just one of them things where I experienced that kind of grief like early on and trying to like fend for myself like early on. It was just like crazy because it was really like a jungle. So you kind of just pick a route of what you was wanting to do. Like I tried to sell drugs too, but I was never good at it. Like, I remember this story. Like I was trying to.
It's a lot of waiting, bro. People who don't understand the hustle of being on the block, bro. It's a lot of waiting, and you constantly looking over your shoulder.
That's not for me,
bro.
This is when I knew it wasn't for me. So I was terrible grind. This is when I knew it wasn't for me. So I'm like, bro, I'm not finna be broke no more. I'm finna pay some bills. I'm finna go ahead and get me some money. I am tired of being hungry. I'm not finna keep still. I'm finna do something. So I decided I'm gonna take advantage of the opportunity. So my big homies, they were selling drugs or whatever like that. So I'm like, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that right there. So I told my friend, I'm like, hey, look, man. So we always got junkies coming here. So let's maybe I'm finna start to sell some crack. Let's go ahead and do that. He's like, oh, I know my homeboy. He got some for. I'm like, oh, hey, look, I got 20. Yeah, go get me some. He's like, all right, bet, I got you. He rode the bike, but I came back like an hour later. So I'm like, all right, cool. So what we got? Show me this little white square. And I'm sitting thinking to myself, like, bro, what is they gonna do with this? But in my head, I'm like, I don't care what anybody say. I'm gonna sell this. I'm gonna sell it.
Yeah.
Man, I'm talking about, so like literally 5 minutes after me seeing my product, I'm like, all right, cool. I put it in my pocket. So we sitting there, we playing catch, we just chilling. It's like 5 of us out there. Oh, and I'm big. I'm 14 years old, but I look older. So I got a little mustache, little chin here. So they, they come up like, hey, where such and such? I'm like, what you need? You need some hard? Need some? What you need? Like, oh yeah, I need some hard, man. Well, what's the name? So I'm like, I got you. He like, oh, what you got? What you got, Jit? What you got? So I pull it out. He like, man, what the hell I'm gonna do with that besides make me mad? So I'm like, what? Man, I'm like, man, I for sure thought I was gonna get this off. So he was like, man, watch out, get out of my way, man. Hey, hey, point to somebody who gonna be serious about what they doing. So I was like,
dang, already, bro.
In my face,
first sale going bad.
Bad. So my way, I'm like, bro, like if he ain't gonna, I'm like, bro, then this one of the consistent junkies. Yeah, like, if he not gonna buy this, who gonna buy this? Like,
this is the dude I see every day by any means necessary.
Exactly. So if he not gonna buy it, who I'm gonna sell it? So I can't run no commercials. I can't sit up in, the extra, read all it. Like I can't do nothing. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, bro, this is not for me. So I started. So I just started, and then we did home invasions, here, like I wouldn't say here and I probably participated in like 1 or 2, but the thing is, it was just like one of them, well, 3 or 4, but the thing, it was just like one of them things where it's like we tried to survive, but also stay active, and we was a little reckless just for the simple fact of, man, being bored, trying to pass time, and then being able to have that thrill of being young, riding bikes till this crack of dawn and going so far into the dark places, riding down hills, going up hills. It was just one of them things that you just try to do to pass time and then be with the guys. You got 8 people around, you kind of feel like you indestructible. Like,
absolutely.
You're like, man, if
this
I'm
is a squad, bro. What you mean?
Yeah, of course. Going to the lake, trying to cross the lake on certain with the wood that's like, it'll be like little wood, like trees that's sticking up out of the lake. So we'll try to cross it on the wood and stuff like that. Like, man, I ain't going across that. There's gators in there. But then it's 8 of us, so like, hey, go, you go, I go. All right, come on, let's run, go.
Yeah.
Just doing dumb stuff. So it was just one of those things where it was fun, but it wasn't for the week, man. It was just one of those things where, and on top of that, I just don't understand how I spent all that time in 110-degree weather surviving off of Faygos and Rap Snacks and stuff. So
when you're young, bro, it's different. And then now, so what were you doing? What sports were you playing in school?
I was playing football.
Linebacker?
No, you wouldn't believe me if I told you where I started at.
Don't tell me like punter. He's like, bro, I'm a kicker. No.
I played receiver at first.
Okay.
I played receiver at first. Then I know my Coach Mo, he wanted to put me at quarterback, but could see how I was throwing the ball, but that didn't really work out. I didn't really want to play that. But then I was playing receiver, and then they started to see how much bigger I was of the other people. And plus, a lot of the other guys, we're in Florida, man, a lot of them guys fast. So,
he's super fast, bro.
Yeah, I was playing on the team. I don't know if y'all, I was playing on the team with legit people. Like, I don't know if people remember Rodney Adams. He played in NFL, went to USF. Marquez Valdez played with him. Bro, I'm surrounded by people who run like speed of light. And
Yeah,
I'm not.
These
I don't-
cats is different.
Yeah, I mean, Marquez, he played for the Chiefs. Like, you think I'm finna, I'm not jumping out the gym. So I'm like, man, I gotta find someone. And that was my way of getting on the field, with me being able to be as big as I was, physical as I was, and be able to move a little faster than those guys in the middle. I'm like, yeah, I can go ahead and do that. So I found my niche, and it was just one of those things where I just, I blossomed from there. So
Yeah, that's awesome, bro.
yeah.
So then, so after high school, did you finish high school?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did.
Did
Yeah,
you go to college?
Yeah, I went to college. I went to 4 different colleges. I got 2 degrees, but
I got you.
Yeah, I went to Morgan State. Was my first.
Where's Morgan State at?
Morgan State is in Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out to the HBCU.
Okay,
I still
Baltimore,
claim them. I only been there for I was only there for like a year, but I always claim them
For
as
sure.
my HBCU. But yeah, I was at Morgan State for a year. Then after that, I went to Arizona Western, a junior college in Yuma, Arizona.
Okay, yep.
Then after the two craziest years of my life, I went to University of South Florida, and then doing one of the dumbest things, craziest things in the world that I'll never do again.
Okay.
I ended up here in Kansas.
Do you want to talk about that or no?
Oh yeah, we can. It's just
All right,
it's
what's
a long
up?
story.
What
Yeah,
happened?
it's tripping,
Let's get it, man. What happened?
So
This is a Florida story.
yeah,
All right, cool.
This is the story that got me from Florida all
here.
the way to here.
Okay.
So this is how I started. So I'm coming from a chick house, you know what I'm saying? So this is what ended up happening. It's crazy because now think about it now. It's like it could have went so much worse, the situation. So I'm gonna just go ahead and play it out, and then when
I'm nervous. Come
and then
on.
when I'm done with the conversation, you're gonna look back at it and be like, bro, you supposed to be still be in jail, like you supposed to be done. So this is what happened. So I don't know y'all remember when I was at University of South Florida and I got in trouble for the credit card thing. I know everybody knew about it. I'm talking. I was on everybody's Facebook.
What did you do on credit card fraud?
Yeah, you would find out. I wasn't really doing it. It was I'll talk about it. So, man, everybody knew about this, man. They had me on the Facebook. They're like, man, he tripping, he dumb, he da 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 da. Like, yeah, it's true. So what happened was, I'm coming from a chick house. We ended up finding a credit card. What happened was that night I was supposed to turn it in, but the front office was closed. So I'm like, I'm gonna just keep it. I'll turn it in tomorrow. I'll be back over anyways. You know what I'm saying? I'll just slide by. So I ended up coming. That day we didn't have no practice. So what happened was I ended up going to get food and I used the credit card. So I'm like, bro, I just paid a ticket. I just had paid a travel ticket. Y'all know how them tickets is in Tampa, man. I paid like a $430 ticket. I've been getting tickets so much, man. I'm surprised my insurance ain't what it is. I'm surprised it's what it is. But so I'm getting tickets and stuff. So then after but I thought I paid that. I'm like, bro, ain't nobody finna get $1 out of me. So I'm like, but I gotta go get some food. So I'm like, okay, boom. I pull up the Olive Garden. I'm like, not use. Yeah, I still got a card. I look at my wallet. I'm like, oh, I still got a card. Oh yeah, let's get active. Because this is what happened before in Arizona Western. We used to, bro, the little Chicos out there used to always drop their cards. And what would happen is they like me and my teammates and stuff. Like I know this is kind of crazy to be talking about this, but I don't care. They would use it to go get food, and you don't have to use no PIN number. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like
take it and go.
My teammates, they told me that, man. My teammates, hey, what you want? I'm like, bro, I don't know. I can't take no card, but hey, give me this. I'm talking about, bro. You know how it is when you go down the street and it's one of them streets where it got Burger King, Wendy's, churches, Popeyes. I promise.
Absolutely.
Man, I'm telling you, them boys must have spent, man, an hour going through every single drive-through, bro. And it was just so funny because it got to the point where they really ran that card up. I don't know how they never run out of money, but it was just, they ran up all that money. So back to the story. That's what ended up happening.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to Olive Garden. I used the Olive Garden. I ended up eating, getting that. I'm like, damn, okay, I got food for right now. That's good, but I need some food for later on or tomorrow. It's dumb, bro. So I ended up going to IHOP, man. I go to IHOP. I pull up, I'm like, yeah, I like the omelet. You know what I'm saying? So I get the omelet, little pancakes and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I get the whole little fix. I'm like, so it ain't on my tab. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to run a little bands up. So, but what happened was when she swiped the card, they said it was reported stolen. So that's what happened. So now she was alarmed. So basically now it got to the point where it's like, hey, if this card is used, it's reported stolen, call the authorities. So then she's like, hey, look, that's the message that popped up. But she was like, hey, look, I need it again. Can I get your card? So I'm like, all right, cool. You don't need no other card. She's like, no, that won't work. So she got it. She's like, hey, look, I'm gonna go ahead and use my cash register in the back. I'll be right back. I'm like, oh Lord. 5 minutes later, she come back up. She's like, yeah, your food will be ready in a little bit. I'm like, I ain't my car back. Like,
yeah, what's up?
What's going on? But she walked away before I could asked. So I'm sitting there like pacing. I'm like, oh, it's over with.
He already knows what time.
I already know what time it was.
Oh,
10 minutes later, man, the cops pull up. They ask me like, what's going on? Why I do it and all this. I'm like, man, bro, I'm really just hungry for real. They're like, man, you sound like what you doing? What you go to school for? I like going to school to be a pharmacist. I got a public health major. Looking to do this. I'm about to be involved in the community. They're like, but why would you you know what, you already used the car, so we really have to take you in. I'm sorry that it has to be like this. And so they take me to jail. I was there for like two nights. Valdez and bonded me out. They found out what had happened to me and stuff like that. So what happened was, once I got out, my coaches was coming to talk to me. Around this time, it was a kid that was on the team that got in trouble for like sexual assault. It was another kid that got in trouble for like shooting and having a gun.
No, all on the football team, right?
Yeah.
Football team looking bad
in the same month. Yeah. So I'm talking about. So this happened to me. So you should have seen the news articles.
I already know they're talking crazy. They're trying to get that roar.
It was no comment in the comment section that didn't have the N word in it.
Come on, man.
So yeah. So after that ended up happening, I kind of was in a situation where I couldn't play football anymore. They was like, if we find out that you used this card and you stole it, you're done for it. And in my mind, I'm like, man, I really didn't steal it. I did use it, but I didn't really steal it. Like, so. Long story short, they kicked me off the football team, and then the head coach started telling, I was real cool with the dean of public health because I told her my story about what was going on.
Yeah,
and she loved it. It's like, oh, I love that. Where you coming from and how you grind it out, and now you're here in school and stuff like that. And at the time, I wasn't able to see my kids or anything like that. My family's still poor. I'm just in school now, so I'm able to try to do something that's productive. But she got a hold of what I did and what my head coach told her that I had did, and she was like, oh, you're a liar, you're this, that, you're a piece of da. You shouldn't be in school. You should be taking care of your kids. I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, like, bro, why would she say all this? Like, I still gotta provide. I still gotta be able to do something. Like,
of course.
If I don't do anything right now, I'm gonna go back to where I was at and I'm gonna be a nobody. Like, I can't do that. There's everything in me that's fighting to make sure that I don't become that. So I gotta do something. So, yeah, I end up getting a call from one of my old friends, his cousin, that he got kicked out of Washington State. So I guess we the two convicts.
Washington State.
Yeah. So then Kyron, he ended up calling me like, hey, look, bro, I heard what happened to you, whatever like that. Hey, I'm just gonna go to Central Oklahoma. Hey, my coach said he want to talk to you. I can get you plugged in. I'm like, yeah, for sure. I end up getting an attorney or whatever, and she was telling me that, hey, look, if you get a chance to go play football, go ahead and play. I'll stand in court for you, but you're fighting two charges: petty theft and credit card fraud. So
yep.
I'm like, all right, cool. So she's like, but it's $1,500 per charge. I'm like, look, all I got is $300. We scraped up $300. I gave it to her. She's like, don't worry about it. I'm gonna give it to you later. She's like, don't worry about it. Give me the rest later. We're just gonna work on it. So I talked to the coach. He's like, yeah, I heard you facing these charges, stuff like that. I'm like, look, I got an attorney. She's gonna stand in court for me. I really need this opportunity. Like, yeah, I talked to your other coach, the other school you've been to. They always told me you was a good kid. You never had any problems, and your grades were always good. I'm like, yeah. So he's like, yeah, you know what? We take care of Kyron. We're gonna take care of you. He like a son to us. So look, come on, bring everything that you got and just come. We'll take care of you. We're gonna make sure you have apartment, job. We're gonna throw everything at you. So in my mind, I'm like, but that's just what I needed to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I get all my stuff, bro. I'm in a 2007 Chevy Cobalt, two-door, but we probably got like $157 to our name. Man, we get on that. We get in the car. I done sold my bed. I done sold so much stuff out of there, and I took everything that I had, just my clothes and shoes. And my roommate Valdez. He the one that bonded me out.
Got you.
So he was my roommate at USF, and he took care of me more like my big brother for real. And but I got in that car, me and Kyron. Talking about we driving like this because Chevy Cobalt too though. It's little,
super small.
And we big as hell.
I used to drive a Cavalier, so I know.
Oh my
goodness,
it's
the same thing, bro.
Yeah,
They're
almost.
cousins.
Yeah, for real. So I get in there. We drive all the way from here all the way to Georgia. We stay at Peter Warwick's people's house. We help them move and stuff like that. We just chilling, working out or whatever. Then they say, hey, look, come on. We got your apartment and stuff ready. We finna come in. Y'all come on. I'm like, y'all sure y'all want to job on paper? He's like, no, you good. You just on all that stuff in the house. I'm like, oh, cool. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Man, we pull up. The first thing they say is, what's good? Hey, we don't got no money for you. That's the first thing. First thing they say out the gate. So in my mind, I'm like, what you mean you got no money for me? I just drove across America to come here, and I don't got no more money. I done maxed out everything on gas and food. And me and him sharing chicken nuggets. I'm talking about, hey, bro, you going to eat them 2 chicken nuggets? I'm going to eat these 2. You can have half of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're trying to rationalize over here.
Rationalize with coupons. I'm talking about we rationalize a combo between each other. And it was just nuts. So I end up getting there, and he was like, yeah, man, I just don't know what to tell you, but you can go to Bethel College, you go to Langston. I'm like, bro, what? I get here and you are already trying to put me off or something. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna eat out of your fridge. I'm gonna sleep on your couch. I'm gonna shit in your toilet. This is what's gonna have to be done if I'm like, y'all got me here.
Be here. Yeah, come on now.
So my teammate was like, Kyron, he was like, man, bro, we gonna figure it out, man. I got some homeboys here, bro. We gonna stay with him. He's like, nah, y'all can't do that. He's like, nah, bro, you got us here. We gotta figure this out. So he's like, you know what? Y'all can stay with me. I'm gonna give y'all dinner. Y'all stay with me. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, bro, like, what am I gonna do now? Like, I don't know where to go. So I called the head coach. The head coach was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I didn't know you was coming here. We thought that you had charges pending, so we weren't going to give a scholarship to someone who could potentially go into jail." And I was under the impression that Kyron was coming with his uncle. So I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know that I was supposed to be coming."
You don't even know that I'm here right now.
No. So I spent the night at that coach house.
Wow.
Brought me up there. So then the next day, I'm talking. The head coach said, "Hey, just come and see me." So I go talk to him. He like, "Look, we were under the impression that this is what happened to you and that you don't have any eligibility for football for NCAA, but you have to go ahead and call your other schools to see if you can get some kind of red shirt or something like that and you can play for us." So long story short, they knew that I didn't have it before they had a conversation with me, but they said they did that so they could make sure that I come there because I had a player.
Got you. Okay.
Exactly.
Got you.
I spent the whole day calling all my schools.
Yep.
I found out I had no more eligibility, so they couldn't put me on there to play for them. So I'm sitting there tripping. Then I remind you, all this stuff is happening in the same week. Follow me. It happens all in the same. I promise to God, it happened in the same week. I come there, that happens. The next day, I go see the head coach. Then the next day, I found out I couldn't play. Then the next day after that, Kyron gets kicked off the football team. Mind you, we're only at Wednesday. We're at Wednesday right now. Kyron get kicked off the football team. The other coach talking about some, "Hey, look, where you at?" Because Kyron come be like, "Hey, pull up, man. What just happened? Come, I gotta talk to you." I'm like, "All right, cool." Pull up. I talk to him. The other coach called me like, "Hey, look, where you at?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm at the dorms with Kyron." Like, "Okay, cool. I'm finna see you in a little bit." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I come out. He I'm outside. I come there. He got all my stuff.
Oh.
He got all my stuff. He like, "Hey, look, I don't know what's going on, whatever like that, but hey, man, you can't stay at my house or whatever like that." We try to figure something. I'm like, "Bro, where am I supposed to go at? I literally got nowhere to go. I'm staying with you."
I
Like,
have
man, I don't
nothing,
know.
bro.
So we go back in the dorm. We talk about what's gonna happen to us and all that stuff like that. So then the next day, he get an offer to go play back in Georgia. He from Georgia, so
Got
I'm
you.
like, so he like, "Man, I'm about to take this." So I'm thinking to myself like, "Damn, bro gonna leave me, but this is for his future." So I'm happy. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, for sure.
But then in my back pocket, I still had them 2 schools that I could potentially go to. And I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, we can really go together somewhere. But I didn't want to sound like that because he got an offer to go play somewhere. And it's kind of selfish of me to be like, "Hey, don't go yet.
Hey,
Wait
don't go. Yeah, wait for me.
So,
Type deal. Yep.
So what ended up happening was he left that night. I stayed there, I spent the night there. And then the other dude that was his roommate, they were asking him, was I still there? I was basically trespassing. So they was calling the police, trying to get me up out of there. So I had to actually leave that day. And I called Bethel like, "Hey, this what's going on." They like, "Hey, look, this is a private school. Hopefully your grade's good." Mind you, it's the same week. This not no month thing. This is the same week.
Yeah.
It's
You
probably
talking about Bethel and Newton?
yes.
Okay.
So I called them because I remember when we had a previous conversation, they said, "Hey, look, they trust them the most."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "All right, cool." So what ended up happening was I ended up going to Starbucks. I had to leave there because they were saying how the police were going to come in the morning. So I leave first thing in the morning. I go there. I got all my stuff packed. I'm sitting there crying in Starbucks. I'm like, "Bro, I don't know what's going to happen to me. I still got these 2 charges pending. And I haven't. My attorney hasn't went to court. She hasn't updated me with anything yet, and she's been in the hospital, so I can't really get any information on that." So then I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, "Bro, what's going to happen to me? I can't understand what's going to happen to me. And if I go back home, bro, I'm going home to nothing. My family's poor. I don't get a chance to have. I don't really see my kids. I don't really get to do anything with them, and I can't provide for them in the manner that I want to. If I came up struggling, and then I have nothing to go home to."
Yeah.
So 2 minutes, 2
All
hours.
the cards stacked against you right now.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
then 2 hours later they call me back and say, "Hey, look, we got your transcripts, and you never told me your grades were this good. Like, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. We finna pay you the max." Man, I promise you, I went to that school. They said I got accepted. Man, I drove in the middle of the night, midnight. I went to Bethel, and all that stuff happened in a week.
How long were you at Bethel?
2 years.
For sure. Who was the
years.
coach out there?
Lawler.
Okay.
Morris Lawler.
Okay, for sure.
Crazy.
That's what's up, man. That's kind of crazy how we close because I graduated from Bethel.
Oh, for real? You said all that to say that. That's crazy.
I went there in 2005, and then I graduated in 2009. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, like, I was kind of scared because when I
Out in the
went in
middle
there,
of nowhere.
I'm in the middle of nowhere. Plus, nobody out here look like me. I'm like, bro, I'm
Yeah.
the biggest. Almost the biggest dude. Well, actually, I am the biggest dude on campus. Nobody look like me. I'm in there. You know, I walk in with goals, my hair and
Yeah,
different
bro.
and all
No,
that.
yeah. Nah.
And they looking like, bro, who
are you?
this? Like, and then I got known for because I used to wear all my USF stuff, so they just
Of
know me
course.
for the big green dude. Because I used to always walk around, I ain't say nothing to nobody. I just always looked mean. So, but then after a while, people used to treat me like real kind and stuff like that too. So
Yeah.
I was really appreciative of that. Cause everybody like, "Boy, you finna go to Kansas, you gonna see nothing but Confederate flags and white people." I'm like, bro, these people have been the nicest people to me. Like,
Yeah,
and I
for
get
sure.
more love here than I get back at home. Like, in a sense, that's before I started blowing with the spice stuff. So it was just real, a real humbling experience. You know, I'm waking up in the morning, I'm driving down the street, there's people waving to me outside. They call like, "Hey." I'm like, boy, this is what Mr.
Bro,
Rogers
when they
feel
know-
like. What?
When they know you on the football team, bro, it's a little bit of different treatment, bro.
Yeah. So
for sure.
it was just real dope to be able to.
Were
have
y'all
all
good
that.
out there during
No,
your years? Y'all weren't? Yeah.
no. I was out there.
I know they went through some struggling years.
Yeah, I was
a
out there
little
for 2 years, and I played 1 year. The second year, I didn't get that year back to play. So I witnessed them play, and they was
I
pretty
got you.
good. And then the year after that, they just went crazy. So I mean, they've been doing good.
bit. They've been doing good lately, bro. Absolutely. Shout out to the
real
new
good.
coach, Mr. A.B. Stokes. I
Oh,
used to
yeah.
play against that cat. He used to play for Sterling.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Back in the day.
He said, he tell
And
that
he was
story too, though.
nice. He played running back. He was
Oh yeah,
nice.
yeah, that's
AB
crazy.
was
That's
nice,
crazy.
bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He was for sure. Man, that's a wild story. So what gets you into what you doing right now?
Another wild story. That's crazy. Every time I tell that story, be like, how you got to Kansas? I'll be like, bro, long story. But then when I say that, then they be like, so you got to Kansas? How you got into this?
Yeah.
Okay, so look, I'm gonna try to piece it together as best as I can. So look,
Okay,
I was
come on.
working at Verizon. My manager was actually a jiu-jitsu.
Verizon where? Here in Wichita?
Newton.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and my manager, he was in the jiu-jitsu, so he knew I played football. He was like, you better get athletic. You'll really
talking
like
about
jiu-jitsu.
Wrangle?
Rango? No.
Who was it? Okay.
No, it was he worked at Verizon, but he trained
Oh, I got you.
up here.
I got
So
you.
yeah, so I was talking to him, and we was always talking back and forth. I'm like, yeah, I want to do it when I was younger, but we was poor, and don't talk about it. Ain't nobody finna go outside. I'm like, hey, y'all want to practice fighting? Like,
Yeah.
that's not how it works. It's like, bro, you could slap box, like we call it tapping. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it ended up happening. So what happened was we ended up doing that. It was like, hey, yeah, try it out. Come to my gym. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know what? When I'm playing arena ball at the time, so I end up saying,
For
okay,
here?
cool.
For here?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So I end up going to check the gym out, and it was pretty cool. I loved it. It was wrestling. I had the gi on. I ain't had no gi for a minute, so I was just wrestling. It was like, yeah, you're a natural. You should continue to keep doing this. I'm like, nah, I'll do this for the
I
off
feel
season.
you. Yeah,
Then
yeah.
they was like, hey, do some striking. You'll really enjoy this. So I go in there, I'm striking, and then they kind of throw me in the fire with some of the other people that was in there. And I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool, but you know, I really like this. So after 2 weeks of me doing, a month of me doing the jiu-jitsu and then 2 weeks of striking, they're like, hey, bro, you should do a fight. I'm like, you tripping.
Already?
You tripping. You tripping. So they're like, nah, bro, you way further along than you think. You just being athletic alone is going to take you
Yeah,
far.
absolutely.
So
You're right.
after like
You're right.
2 weeks of them hounding me, I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. So because there was two other guys who started with me too, named Dylan, the other named Ace. So they had just started around the same time as me. So they like, oh, let's all go down there. Let's fight together. You know, it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know what? Let's do it. So I
Bet.
go to Hutch. They go down there. They picked somebody for me to fight, but he didn't show up. So they fight them. For people who don't know what a smoker fight is, it was my first fight, my first smoker fight, and I fought somebody who was my same height and weight, but he didn't show up. And same experience. That's what it's supposed to be. He didn't show up, so I ended up fighting another dude. Come to find out, the dude I was supposed to fight, he'd been doing it for a while. I didn't know it until afterwards, but I beat him real bad. I beat his ass. So what happened was after the fight, he ended up, dapping me up like, hey man, good job. Like, how long you been doing this? I'm like, hey man, I've been doing this for like 2 months, month and a half. He's like, man, get the hell out of here. I'm like, bro, I promise you, I'm not even supposed to be doing this. Like my teammates over there who packing up right now, they've been the ones who brought me over. He like, bro, he grabbed my hand, like, bro, stick with it, bro. I've been doing this for 4 years. Stick with it.
Wow.
I said, now why the hell would they do that to me? But he was like, man, stick with it. I promise you, bro, you're gonna go far for real. Stick with it, bro.
That's dope.
And then I told my coach about what happened, and my manager was there to corner us because my coach couldn't make it. And he was just so proud. He was like, man, that's crazy, man. You did real good, and stuff. And I went back Monday and I told my coach what happened. He's like, so what do you want to do? You could do this for 10 to 15 years. You're only 24. I'm 27 right now. He's like, man, the sky's the limit for you. You're really athletic. A lot of guys don't move like you. And I'm telling you how far you can really go with this. And you're natural. I'm telling you. What do you want to do with it? You could do this for the rest of your life and get paid real big and blow up fast because you're a heavyweight and everybody want to see heavyweights.
Absolutely.
So once that ended up
We
happening,
still looking for knockouts, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're
exactly.
looking for.
You know, so that's what happened. So what ended up happening was I'm like, I'm thinking about it. And then, I was 24 at the time. If you ain't made it in the league, you really wasted time. So in that time, I'm like, bro, I got to make an executive decision.
I got to
like,
do something. Absolutely. Yeah.
So I end up saying, I hung the cleats up. So, and then I really ain't look back. I just was like, the dream I wanted for me to have in football, I was like, I'm gonna put my best foot forward with this fight stuff. And it was just a whole different lane because nobody where I'm from is like doing MMA. There's nobody doing MMA or doing it at the level that I'm doing it. Now we got some big dogs out of St. Pete, Rod Wave, Angela Bassett. Like it's big names out of St. Pete, but I was just like, man, this is my lane. This is what I'm gonna do. And mind you, I got the whole little criticism like, bro, you gonna do MMA, bro? Them boys gonna knock you out, bro. They throw elbows. I'm thinking in my head, like, it's funny, but I'm like, in my head, I'm like, bro, I'm really finna make these boys eat their words when they say this. And it's crazy because now I got to the point where it's it go from making jokes and like low key trying to put you down to the point where it's like, dang, big bro, where can I get some tickets? Oh, nah,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
we the same age. Why is you calling me big bro?
You know how it is. They got to see that you're really about it.
Yeah, so
before they really start supporting
and that's what I really
sure.
wanted to prove. Like it wasn't that I wanted to prove it to myself that I could be the best. It's not even that. Like I knew what I was capable of, but I kept proving it as I would fight. I'm like, dang, I could do this. Like I'm like, bro, like now I've got to the point where I'm like knocking people out every time I'm fighting. I'm like, dang, bro, I'm really going crazy. But then it was to the point where it's like, I kind of got that chip on my shoulder, like, bro, I want to prove myself. And now that y'all just not catching up with it. So it's like, yeah, y'all should have been knew what it was. And now I'm making y'all believe like y'all should have believed before. But then I understand at the same time, in that same breath, that people ain't gonna always be as vested as I may be invested in it. You know, right. they don't have the same lens. Like God didn't give us all the same glasses, so I can't expect that all of these different people to be able to be like, oh yeah, bro. You know, like now, because it's to a point where regular people are calling me Cyborg. They don't even know my real name. They don't even know what AD stand for.
Yeah, bro, but come on, man. That's what they know you as. That's the alias.
Exactly.
I'll rock with that.
And that's why I appreciate it so much, because I done pushed it to that narrative to people to understand that it's a brand, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, that's dope.
You know, so that's how I kind of got it to the point where it's like that. So I really like relishing that moment of knowing and understanding that, you know, I'm everything that I set out to be, and you know, they're gonna always understand that. So talk
to me about the sponsors real quick. What we got?
Cool. So the sponsors list.
He brought some gear. Y'all can't see it yet, but he got some stuff.
Okay, sponsors can be on hold for right now. Oh, well, I'm gonna start with Drink Alchemy because it's already in the camera. You know, Drink Alchemy, my lifestyle drink.
Let me see real quick.
So it's a nootropic drink, no artificial flavoring. So what it does is packed with loads of magnesium. Magnesium levels are correlated with your stress levels and your mental fog. So if you have loads of magnesium, if you pump in loads of magnesium, what it does is it clears your mental fog and you'll be able to focus as much as you need to, whenever you need to. So I like to have this, and it also keeps your migraine stuff away. It's packed with a lot of stuff that you'll be able to help you mentally and stuff. So you want to be able to replace your coffee with some, you got to Drink Alchemy. That was a nice commercial.
Send that check.
Yeah. Another one is right here is one of my newer shirts. So I said I'm the Cyborg. So what I did was I made my own anime character, and then I put it on a shirt.
Whoa, hold on! You got your own anime character, bro? That's dope.
That's me. Yeah,
that's hard
right there. Yeah. So this is one of my favorite shirts. It's probably my favorite Cyborg shirt that I ever have. I really wear it because
that's dope.
Yeah, the detail in this is crazy. So these are on sale. We get them, you know. So yeah, that's how that was. Then I got the shirts with my new revamped logo on it right here. The Cyborg Yellow Tape Season. And it's right here. So it's real dope. I like Tight Wraps, Print Shop, made these shirts.
Yo, shout out to Tight Wraps, man.
Yes, sir.
Danny still over there?
Yes, sir.
Come on now.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Danny, come on.
Danny be doing the thing, and then I got my new face logo on the back.
Let me see.
Details is everything, and then on the side we got to rep the brand. Gotta protect the brand, gotta rep the brand. We got Tight Wraps Print Shop right on the
Come on now. So, collabing.
Yes, I got trucker hats. I got windbreakers. I got some puffer jackets I made, even some vests that's in the cut, some one-of-one stuff I like to create, and then just bust out with, from time to time.
So when is your next fight?
Ooh,
what's up, man? Are like people scared? But when you start knocking people out, people be like, "Man, I don't really know."
I'm gonna be honest.
For that.
Ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest though. What's crazy is that like I didn't want to believe it at first, because my last fight. Okay, so not this fight, not my last fight. The fight before that, I came off a head kick knockout over the summer. Okay. Head kick knockout went viral. It's my most viral knockout to this day. After that knockout, I was supposed to be matched against a guy who was supposed to be, we're supposed to go back and forth. We're both undefeated. We're both 3-0. And I'm like, okay, cool. This is supposed to be my test, my test or whatever like that. And I was supposed to come in to fight him in his territory and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, cool. That's fine. Come to find out, it was their promotion they were running. And all of our guys came in there to fight their guys. And I didn't notice. I'm still not understanding the logic.
Correct.
But it's their gym, their promotion, and they're bringing guys in to fight their guys. So it's like they're feeding their guys.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
But I'm still new to the game, so I'm like, it didn't hit me until my teammate is up there fighting against one of their people, and I'm like, dang, did they bring us in here to lose? So I'm hearing the crowd, and I'm like, and I'm hearing them say the other dude's name, and I'm like, bro, hold on, that dude is from the dude that I'm fighting's gym. Somebody I know these guys didn't set us up.
Yeah.
So that moment right there, I'm like, oh, I'm hot. They brought me in for like fish bait. I'm like, oh yeah. They don't even know I'm finna kill this dude right now. So now I'm down there, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. So It's his backyard. I'm coming in there and I walk out. You know, I'm hype. I'm hype. I'm looking around. I'm like, oh yeah, but I'm finna kill this dude. I don't even think he know. So we going out there. I get in the ring or whatever like that. He come out with his old school music and stuff like that. Hey, shout out to Stuart Doe though. None but respect, bro. Because boy, you took that fight the second time and nobody else would. Man, that boy came in there, slumped his feet, and I looked him in his eyes. I was like, ooh, I love it. I love it, boy, because y'all know where I'm from. We talk crazy, and we do all that little
absolutely. Man, you got to get in people's heads before anything.
Yeah, but he didn't get it mine, though. But I was, man, right out the gate, I come at him.
Ready.
I jab. Boom. He dropped. I jump right on him. Boom, boom. 5-second knockout. After that 5-second knockout, it kind of put things in perspective of when people looked me up, they seen that 5-second knockout, and it was like, boom, I blew up. Like, after that 5-second knockout, it was just crazy because the next go round, I was supposed to fight on their promotion, and I was supposed to fight on a title fight. And then what happened? Nobody would take the fight. And then once we found out nobody would take the fight, it's 2 weeks out. He like, hey, we're gonna ask Stu if he'll take it. And he said, Stu was like, hey, let me check my schedule. Came back a day later and was like, I'll take the fight. I'm like, bro, that is nothing but respect for that boy. Because I was asking for I want the baddest person you could find.
Absolutely.
In the Midwest. I want to be able to challenge myself, and I want to beat them on a platform where it's legitimate and I get a belt for it. So what ended up happening was the dudes that we were looking for, they kept, excuses. And then once I finally made it to the arena to fight him on February 4th, I was like, hey, be real with me, because I don't want to keep walking. I don't want to walk around saying, oh, these dudes scared, because that might not even be the case.
Yeah, for sure.
The promoter and the matchmaker was like, no, I'm going to be real with you, AD. These guys do not want to fight you.
They don't want that smoke.
He was like, man, they look up your name, they look at your social media, and what ended up happening is they get to the point where they like, oh, I don't want that.
So what's your record right now?
Right now, well, as an amateur, I was 5-0, all knockouts, all finishes. I just had my pro debut April 1st. It was a kickboxing fight. I beat him 36 seconds. So it was the first round knockout head kick. And So
what's your stats like for you as far as like, what's your height and weight?
Height? Oh, I'm 6'4". I'm 260. 260, 250. But I mean, at fight time, I'm usually around 250. So, but
and you moving like that?
Oh yeah. They never know it. They never see them head kicks coming. They never do.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. So I got 2 head kick knockouts under my belt, which is pretty nice, because a lot of people are like, man, I never knew you could kick that high. I'm like, well, I've been new. I just had to show y'all.
Yeah.
So it just helps me out to be able to show things, put this stuff on film, so when people can look back at stuff and be like, oh, he did it. Yeah, I did.
Yo, if you see me walking around with this man around town, bro, I hired him for security. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's...
Oh, yeah, you're going to be safe for sure.
Come on, man. That's a blessing, bro. Well, shoot, man. We in here, bro. And I feel like we could talk all day. I love this dude's energy, bro. The energy is crazy. The vibe is crazy. But, I got to get off of this. I think I got somebody waiting in the other room for a studio session. I really do. But, man... I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for coming through.
Hey, yeah, we got to do this again, man. Most definitely.
I'm here, bro.
Yeah, we definitely do this again.
I'm chill,
so much
man.
to talk about, man.
Man, I appreciate it. Man, look this dude up. I'm going to have his social media down here.
Yes, sir.
Add him, man. Add him. Follow him. The merch is crazy.
Yeah.
That anime character, hey, that's hard.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's hard. That's super hard.
Hey, what I want to be able to do is like just shout out like not only just my sponsors and stuff like that, but I just want to shout out to the people who genuinely care about the well-being of how me and my family are doing, and the well-being about how I'm taking my career and stuff like that. It take a lot to put in all this, and I know a lot of people be like, oh man, you rich, or man, you be grinding like crazy. Like, man, it take a lot to do all this, mentally and physically, you know what I'm saying? And, sometimes it puts a rift in between our family and stuff like that, but I really appreciate the people who genuinely want to support, who genuinely want to buy shirts, who want to buy hats, stuff like that, because, that stuff goes to me and it helps me be able to push my brand even farther, say I do. So I appreciate the people who truly want to be a part of the brand and who want to support it. So, but outside of that, though, I probably ain't gonna remember all my sponsors, so I'm just gonna say thank you to all of my sponsors. Man, I got 14.
Yeah,
I'm at 16 right now. I just closed 2 deals.
Dang,
so I'm at 16 sponsors right now. So I'm gonna be announcing one Monday. So y'all stay tuned. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I really appreciate y'all for tuning in and all that. And yeah.
All right, man. Another episode of Humble Talks.
Yes, sir.
Y'all take care, man.
Yeah.
Peace.
Weezy out here.